Gocharam tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Now we have been seeing the sixth wealth a seeker should possess. Shamadhama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. In that we have seen Titiksha means Sahanam Sarva Dukkhana. Whatever hardships come on our way, we have to face it squarely without complaining, without struggling to redress. We have to face it. The little pinpricks of life we have to just put up with. That is Titiksha. Shraddha is not actually blind faith. It is actually what? Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satya Buddhya Avadharana. Trying to find out the truth behind the scriptures and the Guru's Vakya or Guru's Upadesha. So that sincere effort, wanting to see the truth behind it. See, we start with an open mind. We say, yes, it may be true. It should be true. And then we say how it is true. Wanting to know it. Yaya vastu upalabhyate. Only through Shraddha the truth is gained. Or that self-realization is gained. So it's very, very important. Even in our ordinary lives, Shraddha is very important. See, without Shraddha, whatever you do, it will not bear fruit. You understand? Wholeheartedly with Shraddha and Bhakti, you have to do anything. Even if you want to kill somebody, wholeheartedly you have to do, no? Not half-heartedly. I mean, Shraddha. And then what? Shraddha kapro samadhana. See, samadhana definition is really beautiful. Samadhana means Sarvada Stapanam Buddhehe Shuddhe Brahmani Sarvata. Trying to keep the mind or the buddhi, the intellect, Shuddhe Brahmani, in the contemplation of the truth. Vedanta Vakyeshu Saharamantaha. So how is he living? Always contemplating on the Vedanta Vakyeshu. Sadharamantaha, reveling. So when you are inspired and when your mind is elevated, contemplating on that one supreme, the worldly matters doesn't matter. While I was studying in the ashram, our Swamiji from Madurai, he wrote me a letter. He said, obstacles are nothing but forgetting the goal. You are forgetting the goal. Meaning what? Only when you forget your goal, you feel the obstacles are overwhelming. When you are inspired by the goal, obstacles are nothing. That's what he was mentioning. So therefore, when you are inspired, all things can be handled. Everything can be handled. So that is why samadhanam, real samadhanam is what? This is the highest, and I need to keep my mind there. And everything else is taken care. This is samadhanam. So these are all the 6 qualities a seeker has to develop consciously. Right? Mandirattale yengu mangali vilvadundo. Meaning what? Just by doing japa, will the mango fall? It will not. You have to put forward effort. Right? But if you do real mantra, mango can also fall. Huh? Mantra Shakti is there. But Bharati asks, just by wishing for it, will you get it? You have to put in effort. So consciously you have to try to develop these qualities. Right? Now moving on to the 4th factor in the qualification of the student. That is what? Mumukshutva. After Shadaka Sampatti, Shadadi Sampatti, the six-fold wealth, we move on to Mumukshuta. 27th verse. Okay. Ahankaradi dehantan bandhana jnana kalpidan swaswarupavabodhena moktum ichha mumukshuta. Ahankaradi dehantan bandhana jnana kalpitan swaswarupavabodhena moktum ichha mumukshuta. See, here Acharya's intellect is so sharp and so bright. He defines everything meticulously and beautifully. Ahankaradi dehantan, starting from Ahankara onwards. Ahankara means our own, the feeling of I-ness. Ahankara onwards, dehantan, till the body, whatever is included in between. That is the buddhi, the mind, and also the senses. Dehantan, all these equipments, ajnana kalpitan. It is all imagined because of our ignorance. What? Yes. Imagined because of our ignorance. Meaning, we are not aware of our true self, the true nature of ourself. Therefore, we see something other than the self. What is other than the self? The world we see it as other than the self. We see the body as other than the self. And the senses, mind, intellect, chitta, ahankara, everything we see as anya bhava. Means what? Anatma. That is how we see now. So all these things are because we are not aware of our true self. Therefore, according to Vedanta Shastra, we imagine all these things. Can you imagine this? Since we are not seeing the post as it is, we imagine a ghost. You see a ghost in the half darkness, suddenly you see a ghost. Oh, ghost, you say. But on closer inquiry, you find just it's a post. Where from the ghost came from? From your own mind. So your own imagination. Since you are not seeing the post as a post, you start projecting a ghost on it. Similarly, our acharyas say, since we are not seeing the self as a true self, we start imagining so many other things, like a world, the body, mind, intellect, ahankara, etc. The world is very solid. How can you say it's an imagination? Forget about the world. This body is solid, physical. But in the deep sleep, where is it? Where is it? Where is it gone? In the deep sleep. So this is the inquiry. Actually speaking, body is nothing but a thought when you are awake in the waking state. To digest. That is what he is saying. Imagination is what is your own thought modification, thought projections. So they are bandhan, they bind this jiva. We take this body mind to be my own. I am this. And then we accept all the dharma of the body mind, limitations of the body mind to be our limitations. This is bandhana. In my introduction, I told you, this is bandhana. So, swaswarupa avabodhena moktum ichha mumukshuta. By realizing one's own true self, he wants to get rid of all this bandhana and wants to liberate himself. This ichha, this desire is called as mumukshuta. Mukshutvam. So, what is the problem now? We are imagining so many things, and those imaginations are our bondages. Now, what has to be done? We have to realize our true self and then get rid of all imagination. No more bondage, no more bondages. So that strong desire to know the self and get rid of all these limitations and to revel in one's own self, one's own bliss, this ichcha, this is mumukshuta. If you are leading a dharmic life, an intelligent life, then there should come a point in your life when you should be able to see or feel enough is enough, done everything, enough is enough. I now want to pursue something higher because that alone is everything. So, with that strong desire, when you are pushed to seek the truth, then there is something, burning in your heart, wanting to know the self. This is called as mumukshuta. As I told you, it cannot be injected. But Swamiji, what is the hurry? Lord is kind enough to give us so many births now, so many bodies. Aram se, let us go now. What is the hurry? No. See, that's what Vivekananda says. When a man, when he finds his hair to be, caught fire, then he will run in search of the water, right? He will not ask, excuse me, where is the tap there? He will not ask, excuse me and all. He will run. Why? His hair is on fire. So, something like that. So, that urgency that I am bound and I am suffering here, I want to get rid of it, I want to know the self, I want to be liberated. So, that is the mumukshu. You understand? இல்லாட்டி என்னது வாழ்க்கை? தேடி சோறு நிதம் தின்று சின்னம் சிறகதிகள் பேசி மனம் வாடி மிக உழன்று பிறர் வாட பல செயல்கள் செய்து நரைகூடி கிழப்பர்வ மீதி கொடும் கூற்றுக்கு இறையனம் பின் மாயும் வேடிக்கை மனிதரை போல் வீழ்வேன் என்று நினைத்தாயோ? Subramani Bharati says, தேடி சோறு நிதம் தின்று. What we do? We live only to earn our bread and butter. சோறு நிதம் தின்று. சின்னன் சிறு கதைகள் பேசி. We go on gossiping about this and that, this person, that person. Manam vaadi miga udandu. Always we are worried about something or other. Not only that, when we are worried, we cannot allow others to be peaceful. We distribute the sorrows. Pirar vaada pala seilgal seidu. Narai koodi kizhapparva meedi. Then what happens? The hair turn grey, na? And you become older and older. Then kodum kootrukku irayana pinmayum. Then you become a victim, Lord Yama. Vedikai manidari pool. Funny beings live here, just living without any purpose, without any direction. Just to earn, spend, mate, procreate, and then what? No idea. வேடிக்கை மனிதன் சொல்றது. இது எப்படி தமிழ் சொல்றது? வேடிக்கை மனிதன். So there is something wonderful which is the truth and wherein everything is truth from that vision. No bhedam. So that we need to realize. This desire is called as mumukshutvam. And now Swamiji, after knowing this, these are all the 4 qualifications. If you don't have this, what to be done? Suppose I find myself not having that kind of sufficient mumukshutvam, that desire, burning desire to know the truth. I don't have that. Then what to be done? As I told you, it cannot be injected from outside. Somehow, namanda buddhi, I don't have that kind of a desire. Now what to be done? See, Acharya Shankara, out of compassion, he is giving sort of a remedy for that also. He says here, 28th verse. मंधमध्यपरूपापी मध्यमरूपापी वैराग्येन समाधिना प्रसादेन गुरोसेयं प्रवृद्धा सूयते फलम् मंधमध्यमरूपापी वैराग्येन समाधिना प्रसादेन गुरोसेयं प्रवृद्धा सूयते फलम्. This mumukshutvam, if it is manda, it is not glowing, mandamark. And madhyama rupapi, it is mediocre. I won't say I don't have any desire, but there is no burning desire as such. Correct. But there is not a burning desire. Then what should I do? He says here, vairagyena shamadina. If you develop vairagya, sufficient vairagya, meaning what? Through proper viveka, discrimination, when you discriminate between the sat and asat, and then when you withdraw yourself from the asat, that is vairagya we have seen now. When you develop this quality of vairagya, that can be developed. And shamadina, all the 6 qualifications, if you develop, then naturally mumukshutvam also will grow. And not only that, he says, prasadena guroho, with the grace of Guru, saiyam pravruddha, this mumukshutvam pravruddha, it increases. It becomes, more and more burning. Saiyam pravruddha suyate phalam, and it bears fruit. Suyate phalam. So, if there is no much mumukshutvam, don't worry. Now you develop sufficient vairagya. Don't indulge in this world. Withdraw from the world. Through proper discrimination. And then develop this shama, dhamma, uparati, titiksha, shraddha, samadhana. This consciously we can cultivate. When you put in these kind of efforts, then naturally Guru's grace will descend on you. See, it is not, Guru keeps his hand on your head and then Guru's grace descends. No. If you put in sufficient effort, the grace is always there, then you become the right patra for the grace. See, once some devotee complained to Bhagavan, it seems. See, Bhagavan had such a samadarshanam, but to him somebody complained, it seems. Bhagavan, to that devotee, those devotees, you are more kinder, more considerate. But, to us, you are not. See, Bhagavan tapoi. Then Bhagavan said, see, the great Purushas are like Ganges. Ganges means what? The water flows. If you take a tumbler, you will bring only a tumbler full of water. If you take a bucket, you can bring bucket full of water. So, according to our capacity, we bring we become recipient of the grace. So, when you sincerely put forward effort in withdrawing from the world and developing the Shamada Uparati, the grace of the Guru descends, and then Mukshutvam increases, Pravruddha, and Suyate Palam, and it bears fruit. Meaning what? You will progress in the path. But without Viveka Vairagyam, nothing will happen. So that is what he is going to say in the next verse. Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam तीव्रं यस्य तु विद्यते तस्मिन्नेवार्थवन्तः स्युः फलवन्तः शमादयः. Correct? Have I skipped a verse or what?
No, it's correct.
Okay. वैराग्यं च मुमुक्षुत्वं तीव्रं यस्य तु विद्यते तस्मिन्नेवार्थवन्तः स्युः फलवन्तः शमादयः. यहाँ तु वैराग्यं च मुमुक्षुत्वं तीव्रं तु विद्यते. In him, in whom the vairagya and mumukshutva is tivram, the dispassion and the mumukshutvam, the desire to liberate oneself is tivram, is really burning. Then to him alone, tasminneva arthavantaha syu phalavantah shamadayah. To him alone, this shamadhama uparati, they bear fruit. Otherwise, how much ever you cultivate shamadhama, etc., but if there is no proper vairagya, always you are indulging in the world, or there is no mumukshutvam, then even though you are appearing to be very quiet, peaceful in mind, even though you are appearing to be withdrawing your senses, sahanam sarva dukkhanam, and shraddha bhakti, everything is fine, but the vairagyam is not there, and mumukshutvam is not there, means what? All this shamadhama has no meaning. So earlier verse, what he said, if you don't have mumukshutvam, that is a way out. And then he recommended. What he recommended, if there is no mumukshutvam, you develop vairagya and shamadhama. But I have got shamadhama, etc., but there is no vairagyam, there is no mumukshutvam. Sorry, there is no use of those shamadhama, shama and dhamma. So therefore you have to cultivate vairagyam. So this is what we lack actually, The people who attend jnana yagnas, means Upanishad jnana yagna, Gita jnana yagna, attend camps, they are very sincere only. They pursue this knowledge, they try to understand, they try to appreciate. But when it comes to practical living, they don't have sufficient vairagya. Meaning what? They are carried away by their senses, their mind, and they indulge in the world. So half an hour spirituality and 23.5 hours of indulgence. Or, still worse, in US and all, weekend spirituality. Weekend spirituality. So Gurudev says, that is weekend spirituality. So meaning what? Only Sunday, I attend some study class and here and there some sort of lectures. But there is no vairagyam. Then it has no meaning. Even though you develop shamadhama, etc., there is no vairagyam and there is no mumukshutvam. This shamadhama, etc., will never bear any fruit. So if you are a Vedantin, true Vedantin, you should have the proper Viveka and Vairagya. See, our Acharya used to say, if you have only Vairagya but not through Viveka, something happened in your life, some failure, let us say, then you develop some Vairagya, Smashana Vairagya or Prasava Vairagya. Oh, pa, it's very painful. No more child, no more childbirth. But only for some time, that prasava vairagya. But when the vairagya happens through proper discrimination, then it remains, it is firm. So discrimination is very important. Viveka, and then comes vairagya. So therefore, even though you study scripture, you try to understand, but also we must withdraw our senses from the sense objects What is that? Abhyasena cha kaunteya, vairagyena cha drishyate. That's what he was saying. Krishna was saying, oh Krishna, this mind is terrible. I think it's impossible to control this mind. As if it is like a wind. You cannot control it. No, no, no. Krishna says, no, no, no. It is possible. Through proper abhyasa, practice, and vairagyena cha drishyate. Through vairagya it is possible. We do practices, but we lack in vairagya. Therefore, it is very, mediocre. Our seeking is mediocre, not bearing fruit. See, very rare, in this world. A man of vairagya, true vairagya is very rare. That is why they are revered. Virakta Purushas. See, today I sang this Kaupinavanta Kalubhagyavanta. Very rare such people. But the world, they label them as, useless. No, because of that discrimination, they have developed sufficient vairagya and they have got this mumukshutvam in the heart. And so they pursue this truth single-pointedly. That is why they are great. And then moving on to the 30th verse. Yetayor mandata yatra viraktatva mumukshayoho marau salilavat tatra shamadher bhanamatrata yetayor mandata yatra viraktatva mumukshayoho marau salilavat tatra shamadher bhanamatrata. See, he is re-emphasizing the same idea through an example. Yetayoho mandata yatra viraktatva mumukshayoho. If suppose the vairagyam and mumukshutvam is mandata, he is very, very manda, then even if he has got shamadehe, shamadhama, etc., bhanamatrata, meaning what? They are barren, they are useless. How? An example is given. Marau salilavat tatra, like the mirage water in the desert. Meaning what? With the mirage water, can you quench your thirst? Though there is an appearance of water, but is useless. You cannot drink it. When you go closer to it, you realize that there is no water. But from a distance you see, oh, there is water. In desert especially, when you are very tired, exhausted, very thirsty, you are in desperate need of this water. So from long distance you see a water. But alas, with a mirage water you cannot quench your thirst. It is very useless. Similarly, the shamadehe, shamadama, etc., even though it is seen in that person, but it is useless like mirage water, because with that he cannot know the self, because vairagya and mumukshutvam is very manda in him, very mediocre. But Swamiji, I am very honest and very upright till I am not tempted. This person is, a very honest person. Why? There is no scope for accepting bribe in that department. If there is a lot of scope and still if you remain honest, then it is appreciated. No. So therefore, if a person says, I am very dharmic, I am very sincere and upright, as long as there are no temptations, then what? Vairagya is very, very weak. In the midst of all tempting objects also, one should be. See, once Swami Vivekananda was lecturing in the West, a lady got so attracted towards him. He was so handsome, right? And also he was so intelligent, bright, And this Vak Samarthyam, extraordinary. So she approached, a white lady it seems, she approached Swami Vivekananda. She was not aware of, sannyasam and all those stuff. She approached Vivekananda and said, it seems, Swamiji, you are so handsome, so intelligent, and so bright. I want to marry you. If we beget a child, it would be so intelligent now. And Swami Vivekananda said, Amma, now also I am your child only. Why can't you treat me as your child? See, this is Vairagya. How beautiful. Immediately, without blinking, immediately he said, it seems. Even now, mother, I am your child only. How nice. So, Vairagyam is very important. And also Mumukshutvam. Without that, this seeking doesn't bear fruit. But Swamiji, Mumukshutvam is not there. What can I do? It cannot be injected. Then we told you, develop Vairagya, Shamadama, etc. With the grace of the Guru, you will have Vairagya, you will have Mumukshutvam. See? So, yena kena prakarena, have proper understanding, discrimination and dispassion. That is the way to go forward. That is the whole idea of all these discussions. Now, moving on to the next idea, next concept. Swamiji, in the scheme of Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, is there no place for any bhakti? Bhakti, devotion. No place for it. Always talking about self-abidance, self, Viveka, Vairagya, etc. There is no mention about devotion. No. There is. Here, Acharya Shankara, he asserts, Bhakti reva dariyasi. Bhakti is supreme. But with a twist. He says Bhakti is supreme with a twist. We will see what is the twist. See, actually the bhaktas get very offended, very angry, reading this verse. It is as if deceiving them. That's what Gurudev says. Moksha karana samagryam bhakti reva gariyasi Saswaroopanusandhanam bhakti rityabhidiyate moksha karana samagryam bhakti reva gariyasi Swaswaroopanusandhanam bhakti rityabhidiyate Moksha karana samagriyam. Among so many factors which are very helpful for moksha, attaining moksha, moksha karana samagriyam, bhakti reva gariyasi. Bhakti alone, gariyasi, supreme. See, samagri means what? Puja samagri we say, na? Different, items. Means to do puja, we need different items. Puja samagri. See, he says moksha karana samagriyam. Bhakti reva gariyasi. Bhakti is supreme. Devotion is supreme. Without devotion, nothing is achieved. But devotion is not as we understand. Going to a God and begging for some favors. That is not devotion. According to our masters, you know what is devotion? What is love? Supreme love. Perfect identification with the beloved. See, even in ordinary love, in the world, what is considered to be wonderful, beautiful love? நான் பேச நினைத்ததெல்லாம் நீ பேச வேண்டும். Meaning what? Whatever I think, or whatever I wish to speak, you should speak. The perfect identification with the beloved. No. Irudal or Uir. Actually, we are two bodies, one spirit. That perfect identification. Allah, I think utopian dream, Nanika, I don't know. So, perfect identification. That is real true love. When you really love somebody, you identify with that person. When your beloved is joyful, you are also joyful. When your beloved is little sad, you also feel. So this is perfect identification with the beloved. This is true love actually. So here Acharya Shankara says, Swaswarupa Anusandhanam Bhakti Ritya Vidhiyate. Swaswarupa, one's own self, Anusandhanam, continuously to give attention to the self, Anusandhanam. That is called as devotion. My God. He is not talking about any Murti Puja, worship at a divine altar, or singing bhajan and kirtan. No. He says, if you can give continuous attention to your true self, that is called as Bhakti Vidya Vidiyate. Meaning what? Now we live as an ego self. If we can contemplate on the true self or give attention to the true self always, then that single point of attention, that is real devotion. See, even in the pursuit of self, if you don't have that kind of a devotion towards the pursuit or the wonderful self, how can you pursue it? So, devotion is very important. See, when you come to Vedanta, it is not much about Murti Puja, it is not much about worship of God and all. This seeker is very devoted to his Guru, because for him, he is a living God. One who is identified with the Brahman is Brahman himself, Brahman itself. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. And not only that, he is guiding him. So for him, he is everything, the Guru is everything. Therefore, Guru Paduka Puja is done. Guru Paduka is worshipped. So that in this kind of ashram, which is knowledge oriented, Guru is worshipped. Why? Because Guru is everything. And the Guru teaches what? Tat Tvamasi. Meaning you are that supreme truth. What a wonderful thing. He reveals you are that. What you are seeking is you. And he also instructs how to go about. You have to give up all the other things and focus your attention on the self. So when you are devoted to the Guru, then you are devoted to his teaching also. Then what? You apply yourself on seeking the self. When you can continuously apply, it shows you have got great devotion towards your Guru, great devotion to your own self and to the seeking. This is actually devotion. It is not emotional outburst. I get very scared. I don't go near them. Swamiji, you have to stand, Talagida for 20 days. In villages, if you go, suddenly they get, I don't know what it is. See, I am very skeptical about all those things. But after seeing this film, Kantara, hey, why are you laughing, Huma? You know what? I was wondering, oh, what is this? Is that something like that? Grama Devatai and all this spirit and all those stuff. Maybe we don't know. But anyway, they have nothing to do with all those things, Let them be there or not. We have nothing to do with all, because the world itself is illusion. Even the ego is false. So, and they say, somebody has done something to the God that God cannot speak on now. If he is a God, if somebody can do something to God, is he a God? I really don't know. Really. இதெல்லாம் கேள்வி கேட்க போனால் கோச்சுக்கிறாங்க எல்லாரும். When I go to ask such questions, they get angry with me. I ask, Appa, you say he is God, but then somebody has done something to this God. How can he be God? அதிக பிரசங்கத்தினமா பேசாத. Accept it. Okay. So these devatas, and we don't know what it is actually. I don't know. So many. காடனை மாடனை வேடனை போற்றி மயங்கும் மதியிழிகாள். Bharati says, காடனை மாடனை வேடனை போற்றி மயங்கும் மதியிழிகாள். எதனூடும் நின்றோங்கும் அறிவொன்றே தெய்வம் என்றோதி அறியீரோ. That intelligence or that pure consciousness which is reveling in all gods, that is the true God, Bharati says. That is what we believe in. காடனை மாடனை வேடனை போற்றி மயங்கும் மதியிழிகாள். Oh fools, he says. So therefore, whatever our teacher has taught us to be the truth, that is the truth. And if he has asked us to focus our attention on that, that is the way. And that is enough for us. Let others propitiate any gods. Let others go to any temple anywhere. We don't bother. But when we come to the hall of Vedanta, to scriptures, whatever the Guru says is the truth. Guru says, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Therefore, Brahman, which is shining as the self, Atma, that is the truth. So to give attention is the foremost duty of a seeker. Vicharaha kartavyaha. That is the duty. So our business is to do vichara. Vichara means what? Giving attention to the self. That is our duty, and that is devotion. If you are really sincere, devoted to Guru, you have to listen to his words and follow his teachings. So devotion here is Swaswarupa Anusandhanam. Bhakti Ridi Abhidhiyate. But please understand one more thing, I warn you. People who study Vedanta but don't assimilate it properly, they become very egoistic and arrogant also. See, Aham Brahmasmi means what? I am Brahman, I am God means what? Without understanding properly the deeper import of Aham Brahmasmi, if you start believing that I am God, you become Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu believed that I am God. With the body, with the personality, if you think I am God, you are gone. So therefore, even when you are pursuing the truth, Aham Brahmasmi and all, as long as you still feel that this personality is there, the world is there, and everything is there, gods are there, worship of God helps. You know, when you sincerely worship, there is divine blessings. So that kind of devotion also helps. You know, the puja, poti, parayana, japatapa, it all helps to purify the mind. It all helps to gain single-pointed devotion, attention, all those stuff. So, ரொம்ப தலை தெரிச்சு நிற்க கூடாது. அகம் பிரம்மாஸ்மி வேற எதுவும் கிடையாது. அப்படி இல்லை. See, if you are sincerely seeking and you are standing there, no problem. But we are not standing there always. You know? We are standing always here only. கொஞ்சம் எட்டி பார்த்துட்டு வந்துடுறோம். We peep in there and then come back here only. So then all these sadhanas become very relevant. But somebody is there and there alone. For him, nothing is required. Sometimes people get so confused, you know. We roam as sannyasis, but we are trained in a different way. See, the Madhadipatis, generally, they conduct elaborate pujas for 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, and then they anugraha bhashana, all those stuff, and they do sort of Vijaya Yatra, all those things. But we people, when they come here, they find us, Swami, you don't do any puja? No, I do Atma puja. Atma puja means pet puja first. So So people can't believe, you don't do any puja? No, not much. Yeah, I may do, but not much. Swamiji, what about japa and all those stuff? Sometimes, not much. Huh? Sometimes, not much. Yeah, not much. Then what you do, Swamiji? Every day you study scriptures? Yeah, sometimes, not much. Huh? What? What else you do then? It's okay. Remain chuma. Meaning what? People cannot understand Vedanta sadhana. Vedanta sadhana is what? Seeking, giving attention to the self. Not seeking, giving attention to the self. Giving attention to the self. When you are sitting with opened eyes, who knows what you are doing? Whether you are seeing the world or seeing the self, nobody can say. Giving attention to the self is everything actually. So when you grow in spiritual sadhana, Vedantic sadhana, Swaswarupa Anusandhanam. Swaswarupa Anusandhanam. That's the silence la potlame. Swaswarupa Anusandhanam. Giving attention to the self is everything, and that is very subtle. It is not dramatic, you know. See, pranayama means it is dramatic. And then, you know, that is dramatic. Puja, parayana, it's all dramatic, you can see it. But this is a very, very subtle sadhana that nobody can know. So therefore here it is saying, Swaswarupa Anusandhanam Bhakti iti abhidhiyate. So giving attention to oneself is real devotion actually. Okay, we will stop here because today also we have got that lighting of Deepam, the third day. So we should not go late. So we will stop here in 31st verse and we will continue. So is this space okay? Are you all able to cope up with?